Good afternoon, everybody. Can you hear me? That's great. Have you had a lunch? No. Oh my God. Normally after lunch, nobody will go to sleep because too much sugar in your body. So I hope that you will not sleep. Okay? If you sleep, I will shout loud, and so that you will listen to what I talk. Okay? Well, first I want to see. Do you know this brand or not? Plaza Premium Lounge. Anybody know about this brand? Please lift your hand, please. Or more important, have you used the facility? If you have not, after listening to this, you do not know what you miss in the airport. Okay, you must try. Okay, so let's start my presentation. Actually, Plaza Premium Lounge. Okay, we pioneered this product, and we started with this. Any entrepreneurs, when you talk about crisis, everybody's so scared. All right? Even you don't have a strong stomach, you will be in trouble when you listen to crisis. Any entrepreneurs. But, ladies and gentlemen, I love crisis. Why I love crisis? Let me tell you why. Because don't go analyze what is crisis first. When you have a crisis, normally, very simple, mismanagement, yeah? Misalignment, okay? Then miscommunication or misjudgment. That is also main root of the crisis. What genesis of crisis that happen, it will give you what, to me, when crisis happen, I'm so happy. You know why? They give me what I call inefficiency gap. Okay? When there's an inefficiency, in our aviation industry, it's called there's a lot of pain point when there's a crisis happen. Okay? But to me, why I love crisis, because I believe, and through my working experience in my entrepreneurial journey, I always find that crisis give you new opportunity. But obviously, crisis give you new opportunity, it doesn't fall from the sky. First, there are a few things that you have to know. Have to ask yourself as an entrepreneur, where is your weaknesses, where is your strength? When the crisis hit, then you know where to grab them. So in here, I sort of give a very basic analysis, where for me, why I love crisis. First, I'm not a genius person. When I walk around today, see so many Jesus and so many genius people in here. And I'm not well connected. I have limited resources. Okay? I love work-life balance, where I only work few hours and I want to enjoy more hours of leisure. But if you have that kind of characteristic, wow, it's very hard for you to become a very outstanding entrepreneur. But if you want to be an outstanding entrepreneur, these are the things that you must have. You must bold enough. You must you have to be innovative in your vision. You must persistent and resilience. Okay, you must have passion and committed. Anything you must have a good commitment, and you must dream big. When you dream big, you have forward thinking, and you like it or not, you want to be a good entrepreneur. Don't talk about work-life balance. You're talking about work-life integration. Work is your life. Life is your work. You may not like it. This is the way it is. If you want to be an entrepreneur, you have to be that way. This is a sort of the premises that I'm going to do my presentation, actually. So if you face any crisis, okay, you have to focus on your personal strength, which I mentioned just now. Power observation, why the crisis happened, and resilience and passion. Okay, and adventurous. You have to be an adventurous explorer. Dream big and explore uncharted routes. The final result, if you do that, you have that kind of characteristic, you're always prepared to challenge and stay the core. And able to find a new business opportunity based on calculated risk, okay? Because you observe all the time, you can do the calculated risk, and on the future trend to disrupt the industry. entrepreneur, you must prepare to disrupt the industry. If you change for the change, yes, you will success. But if you want to be a leader, you have to lead the change. But lead the change, you must disrupt the status quo of the business. These are the premises that before my presentation, these are the premises that I want to share with all of you. Go on here. I want to tell you my story. How I started Plaza Premium Lounge. I'm sure all of you, just now I saw the show of hand, a lot of you, I'll call it my bosses because you support me. But thank you very much. And how I started this business is from crisis. Let me tell you the story. I used to work for a bank. Because of my seniority, obviously I travel business class. Everything paid by the bank. I travel business class. Until I decided to do my own business, I travel economy class. Because every cent had to come out of my own pockets. So when I travel economy class, you're talking about 30 over years ago in Kaita International Airport, where the whole airport only can take care of about 30 over million, but they have 40 over million go through the airport. Sometimes you all remember, those about my age, you remember, go through Kaita Airport, sometimes you have to wait for half an hour to go through immigration. And there's no place for you to sort of even rest or even shopping. It's just like grabbing each other. So I remember, when I was working for Lehman Brothers Investment Bank, because of my seniority, I have the lounge services. And during that time, remember the computer that we use is the laptop that we use. Every 2 hours, you need to charge a battery. Yeah? And there is no email. We have only fax. You have to do a word processing, print out, and send it out. Wow. When I work for the bank, whenever I reach the airport, I'll let the front girl in the lounge will do that for me. But now, you travel economy class. You don't have that kind of facility. What you do, I remember when I used to steal electricity in the public area. I kneel down and charge my battery, and got very frustrated. Nobody sent my fax. Out of this frustration, I said, hey, this is not right. This is a crisis. It's very inconvenient for me. Because you look at whole plane, 10 or 15% make out first and business class, 85% make out economy class. Airline taking care of this 15%. Nobody taking care of this 85%. I'll be one of them. Can you imagine if few percentage out of this 85% require this kind of services? I think it will work. The econometric will work. That's how I started this business. I started this business in Hong Kong International Airport in 1998 out of my frustration. That's how I started my business. Then I go on while working in the lounge. I saw people lying on the floor. Hey, I said, guy, why are you lying on the floor? There's a hotel beside the airport. They say, sir, I don't want to stay in the hotel. Why? They say, hotel charged me 24 hours. I only need few hours. So I'm sure all of you have experienced when you reach a country, early in the morning, hotels say you only can check in at 2 or 3 o'clock. What are you going to do from 6 o'clock until 2 or 3 o'clock? So you're hanging around, you don't know what to do. And or you're supposed to, so you travel, they say, fly out at 6 o'clock in the morning. Guy, you all wake up 2 o'clock in the morning, 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning in order to catch up 6 o'clock flight. That is very inconvenient. So out of this experience, by listening to what the passenger want, we found a business called hotel business. Is for travelers, where we sell only 6-hour block instead of 24 hours. Right? The first one we started the hotels is in Changi International Airport. Ladies and gentlemen, now we have 14 airports around the world, which is called Aerotel. Then we have a lot of lounges around the world. We cook our own food. I'm sure in Hong Kong, a lot of you realize that we have signature food in the lounge where all of you enjoy it. I mean, we really have to curate it. We have to plan. It doesn't come from the sky. we have a plan to make it good, to make it attractive for all of you to come again. We call it signature food in every one of lounge. Since we have a whole team of chefs to do the cooking, say, hey, why don't we start airport hotels where we already have a facility, we have people, the economic scale is there. That's the reason we start dining, airport dinings. Then we continue to go on by observing what the passenger want. And I'm sure all of you still have this kind of problem today. When you travel, you got your secretary to buy a ticket, you got a secretary to book the limousine service, you get your secretary to another vendor to do the meet and greet service or lounge. Can you imagine one journey? You have to make so many phone calls. We realized that this is not right. It's not convenience. So we came out this business called Hoi See, where we try to provide similar services from the time you come to the airport, the time you go out, where we do meet and greet services, and we do airport services, about 20 over airport services in the airport when you go through the airport. Then we create a software called Smart Travels, where we can consolidate all the services into one platform. So can you see what we are doing actually for PPG? We started first one ticker as a lounge, then we move on horizontal to cover the whole ecosystem in the airport so that we can provide with so-called 360-degree end-to-end services. What we're selling? Convenience and comfort. So in the airport ecosystem, we encompass all the services. Where you come to the airport, you become, airport is an experience, not sort of inconvenience when you come to the airport. That's what we aim to do. Okay, when you talk about crisis, I just want to show you all of you why I love crisis. You look at the GDP of the economy since 1990. We started in 1998, and up and down. You see the dot-com bubble in 2001. You look at in the yellow line, you see we always, when there's a crisis, we increase our outlet. When there's a crisis, we increase our outlets. Okay, in global financial crisis in 2008, we increased further from 31 to 85. Just recently, the memory you still have is pandemic that we've gone through in 1999 to 2001, 2013. Okay, that pandemic, it makes us move even faster. We're moving from the 85 to 118. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we have 400 outlets in the world. So you will ask, how can you do that? Because you know why? Normal entrepreneurs, when they have crisis, they walk away. But for us, when there's a crisis, I love it because this is an opportunity for us. That's how PPG developed our business. People don't want it, I'll take it up. People don't want it, I'll take it up. So, in order to do that, you must have certain element that which I mentioned earlier. You must be persistent and you must believe what you are doing. Now, ladies and gentlemen, 2019, if people from Hong Kong, I want you to feel proud. This is a Hong Kong brand. 2019, we had 25 countries, 50 airports, and we're serving 50 million customers per year. Today, 2024, we have 150 countries. You can see our outlets, and we are in 600 airports. We're serving 24 million, passengers a year. And more important, I want you to see the round thing that you have, Skytrack. Maybe you are not in the aviation industry. You do not know what does it mean by Skytrack. Let me tell you what the Skytrack means. Skytrack is just like Oscar in the entertainment building. Aviation industry, either you are airport or airline, you're looking forward for this Oscar, so-called Oscar, Skytrack. That also is a world recognition of the quality of service. Ladies and gentlemen, PPG, 8 years continuously been rated the best airport, independent airport in the world. This is a Hong Kong brand. So I want you to feel proud about that. Well, I talk a lot of beautiful things. Let me share my horrible experience during the pandemic. And I don't want all of you to go through that. If you don't have strong stomach, if you don't have a strong stomach, don't even try to go through it because it's so tough. Okay? I don't mind to tell you, during that period of time, I don't even know what to do. I have a sleepless night. I don't want to even tell you, I shed so many tears during that period of time. Can you imagine, okay, during the pandemic, travel restricted, there's nobody travel. Border also restricted, cross the border, nobody traveling. Virus keep on mutating, and you do not know what is the best virus. Even the doctors, even the government don't know what medicine to cure. You all remember those period of time, right? Just give you an example, Hong Kong International Airport used to have 200,000 people going through the international airport during the period of time. That last 3 years, during the pandemic, they have only 20,000 people go through. Sorry, they only had 2,000 people go through. Can you imagine? We lost over 95% of the business revenue. There's a huge financial challenges for us. We have 5,000 colleagues working around the world. I cannot let them go because our business is a people business. Why I let them go? How can I go and get back these 5,000 people do the serving? No way I can do that. So we retain them. But obviously in here, I'd like to thank all my colleagues that they're willing to cut their salary 50%. That is the reason make me can stand here to talk to all of you. Thank you, my dear colleague, if you are here. They are my soul. They are helping me. And obviously, we have to pay renter. Although, yes, you don't have any sort of passengers, you have to pay renter, you have to pay labor costs, some of the OPEX that you committed, you have to pay in order to survive. Ladies and gentlemen, during the periods, I went to the market to raise 200 million US dollars. I burned 120 millions. Burn, disappear, not the watches at all. Even people who invested on me, they're so scared. Every week they come after me. Where is my money has gone to? It is a very, very, very tough time, ladies and gentlemen. So if you do not conviction, you do not believe what you are doing, you definitely will give up. But I believe what I'm doing. I told the private equity investor, I say, don't give me money unless you believe there's a plane in the air. I'll share how desperate we are. I remember I having a lunch with my friends in my daughter's balcony, having a lunch in the afternoon. Suddenly we hear the plane. We are like baby jumping out, wow, there's a plane. Can you imagine how desperate we are? But now the plane, my office in the airport, planes going in and out, we cannot hardly hear. But that time, when we're having a lunch, you hear the plane, we jump out like a little baby. Can you imagine how desperate we are? So, plus also the worst thing in the business is that you do not know what's going on next week. And you cannot plan at all. And you pretend you know how you plan, but the whole environment doesn't give you opportunity to plan. And plus also you continue, because you already burned 120 millions, you continue to look for fun in order to sustain the business. That time, the bank will not want to talk to you because you are not a sector they want to lend you money. The only thing is to go to a private equity. But it is a super tough, very, very difficult environment. I can write books about this, and I'm sure my book will be a bestseller, how I went through this pandemic. I always joke with friends. I said, no younger can hurt my heart anymore because I shed all my tears. During the pandemic, you cannot keep quiet and doing nothing. We gather all my C-suite, we sit down and say, hey, look, what is the next step when the pandemic hit us? Okay? So we sit down in the drawing plans. We say, look, what are we providing for our customer? What is the fundamental service that we provide for our customer to make them feel good in future when they come back? We came out with this 4 things. Our PPG only provide 4 things. We make sure we provide comfort. We make sure we provide convenience. We make sure we provide our value, and make sure we provide love and care for you to come back and visit us again and again. All right? That is the most fundamental service that we provide. To us, amount of money you invest in hardware, no matter how beautiful you did your lounge, it doesn't mean anything if you do not know what is your fundamental. So these are fundamental. Then we look at the fundamental, how to make it much convenient to be much more convenient, comfortable, much more comfortable. We sit down. So we realize that we have to create a very agile organizing structure by using a technology. So it means we have to go through a transformation from service provider and adapting a digital technology in our company. So we embarked on a journey during the COVID, okay, where you're losing 120 million. We decided to do that because we believe what we are going to do. So we recognize in the middle of the pandemic, we recognize the need to embrace technology to drive better efficiency. So we have to embrace the new changes because there's a structural change. But we also know that we have to disrupt what we're being provided in the market. So for us, we decided to invest more than 10 million US to develop 3 proprietary software. The first is lounge management system. Second, One Tico and Smart Travel, which I'm going to explain in more detail, because this is a fundamental foundation for us to make our service more convenient, make our service more comfortable, and make sure that all our guests in the future got value for their money. Let me explain that to you. Look, illustrate the example, we developed a proprietary software, lounge management system. Our lounge management system ability, we are the only one in the world present moments ability to consider lounge administration, admission system, and related the back office. Guy, all of you been to the lounge. You come in, we have admission system. Old-fashioned admission system is that you have invitation card. We got the invitation card. We had to go and talk to the airline, say, we count one by one to give the airline, here you are your guests. Or count to the financial institution, these are your guests that we have to collect money. Today, we don't have anymore. When you come to our lounge, we have admission system. This admission will link to the back office. And it will link to our customer office. They know exactly, okay, how many people going to your lounge. So we spend a lot of money to develop so that we can network our lounge throughout the world. Then we developed Smart Travel, because we have been doing B2B to C business. But we are serving about 24 million passengers. We do not know who they are. Yes, we provide them services, we do not know who they are. So we developed a Smart Travel so that we can change a B2B to C business to B2C business, so that we know our client. In future, we can serve them better. Exactly, they know Mr. Song love, for example, steak, or love coffee. So the next time they come to our lounge, they say, here you are, Mr. Song, that is your coffee. So you have to know your client. Otherwise, you will not do better. You will not provide any comfort and convenience. So what we do, we create a platform to consolidate all the PPG services to enhance the entire passenger journey. So if all of you go to the website, try to get the Smart Travel app, join us. Whenever you come and visit, we give you points. Use a point, you can do a lot of exchange, and that point become a world currency for you. You can use the services around the world. The third one is One Tico. One Tico is a centralized digital platform that we developed that bridges the gap between the demand and supply in the airport services. Guys, in the airport, you all see the wheelchair services. We are handling about 2,000 wheelchairs a day in Hong Kong International Airport. Can you imagine 2,000 wheelchairs? You need how many people to push? You need, every shift we have 100 old people to push the wheelchair. Can you imagine the 100 people come to your office and say, Mr. Song, what is my duty today? Your office has to accommodate 100 people there every day. There's no way you can do it. So we developed a software where basically use a smartphone, whatever order coming from airlines, it will dispatch back to all our service agents. Even before they leave today, they know tomorrow exactly what they are doing. Not only that, during the services, we know exactly where are they. If in case the plane, I'm sure you have experienced the plane flying up in the air, had not landed, maybe fly for half an hour. We cannot have 30 people sitting down there, okay, waiting for the plane to arrive. Because every hour it will cost money. It's a labor cost in Hong Kong, it's not cheap. So you must make sure you plan effectively and efficiently. Ladies and gentlemen, after we apply this software, efficacy in time to do not miss the wheelchair services, we reach 99% efficacy in Hong Kong International Airport. Compared previously, they only reach about 75%. So if your friend missed the wheelchair, okay, because they do not use this technology. Now we have 99% efficacy. Then again, we realized that we have to transform. We don't want to start the wheel to adopt IT into our business, okay, to make our operation more effective, more efficient. So what we go around to look for the partners. On the right-hand side, left-hand side for you, okay, or right-hand side for you, okay, we engage Livewood. Livewood is a company using AI, LLM to generate multilingual AV content, which I hope that I have a time to show you. Oh, gone already. Then, where digital domain, we leverage AI technology to create human concierge. Because in Hong Kong, very hard to find people. So you have human concierge, which I hope to show you. And we use the A data using a converter with CCTV that we have. They convert the digital format to understand the capacity in the lounge so that you can plan more effectively. And last, Lippet, is an autonomous wheelchair for wayfinding with data processing surrounding. Next time in the airport, you can see we have wheelchair that move automatically in the airport. And next time we will do, when you have to move them gate 1 to gate 16, what you do, you have it's not, I will not call it wheelchair, it's an autonomous transportation in the airport. You pay money, you press where you want to go, they will take you there. So these are the things coming up, what we are preparing. What we're trying to say here, ladies and gentlemen, PPG is no more just a service provider. We adapt technology to make it more effective and more efficient. That's the reason you see the number will shot up, because a lot of airports invited us to help them to run their operation so that their lounges and also their hotel is more effective and more efficient. Okay, I want to show you how this AI-powered human concierge. Can you please, first one?
Hi, welcome to Plaza Premium Lounge. I'm Yu. How can I help you today?
Hi, Yumi. I just got off a really long flight from LA, and now the next leg of my flight is delayed, and I now have a 3-hour layover. So wanted to see if I can use your lounge today.
Why it's not moving?
So sorry to hear that. We'd be happy to help you provide a space while you need to take a rest.
Amazing.
This is a human concierge. We can provide all the services in the future when you come to the airport. Okay. Second, we use automated wheelchair Next time in the airport, you can see all those things.
Exit at Station 2. Su atención, por favor. La estación 1 del SkyTrain está cerrada. Para acceder a las puertas de 1 a
Okay, last one, please.
salir por la estación 2.
Look at this. I want you to have a look at this.
My journey began 27 years ago with a simple yet powerful question. Why are airport lounges reserved for business and first-class travelers only? What about everyone else? Determined to serve all travelers, I opened the world's first independent lounge at Hong Kong International Airport. Today, we are expanding our vision to create an end-to-end airport hospitality experience across the top 100 busiest airports worldwide.
Innovation drives our commitment to enhance the airport experience. By leveraging data, we personalize journeys to meet the needs of every traveler. We embrace cutting-edge AI technology in our customer experience, operational efficiency, rewards platform Smart Traveler, and throughout our content creation process. And while our beginnings were humble, our future is bright as we focus on innovation, sustainability, and exceptional experiences to propel us forward.
We are relentless in our pursuit of improving your airport experience. Our commitment to making travel better remains unwavering, from departure to transit to arrival. Together, we make travel better.
Ladies and gentlemen, what you see there is 20% is real, 80% is generated by AI. The reason is that because in future, what is the purpose in future when we can continue to generate content, streamline our content, we can change it every week. But if you don't have this production, if you ask the production how to do it, it will take you weeks and weeks. This is only 2 or 3 hours, you can do that. So this is how we leverage AI to enhance our operation to make it more effective and more efficient. But last, and here I'd like to thank Hong Kong International Airport to give me opportunity to start the first one in 1990 in the Hong Kong International Airport. What does it mean? It means Hong Kong Airport can groom a lot of home-based company who will walk out from Hong Kong and go out throughout the world, where we have now is over 70, 80 countries now present moments from the homegrown. And plus also thanks again, all my I cannot thank them more. All my colleagues will sacrifice themselves during the COVID. They are helping me to make sure this company keep on sustaining. And last, this is a message I want to give all Hong Kong people now here, that yes, Hong Kong economy is not very good. Please don't get disappointed. I have full confidence in Hong Kong, and Hong Kong, now you can consider crisis. Please go and look for opportunity during the crisis. Look north. There's a plenty of opportunity given to you. Okay?
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.